and put me on stages and give me the microphone. And I have two men in the city who call me anytime there's a big event. And I'm very grateful for those men who don't take the microphone because they're just as charming and just as wonderful, but they give it to me. So I'm grateful to those two friends.
Thank you, Jessica. Mrs. Suresh Nair.
Thank you. My gratitude goes to our fellow member Pranay, whom over the last few days we spent almost an hour plus in having some very meaningful conversation for the artists that he is trying to empower across India. So the quality time was very critical. Yeah. Thank you.
Rajesh, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Good
Please
morning,
offer
all.
your gratitude.
One second, let me just turn on this end. Good morning, everyone. Happy International Women's Day to everybody, all the women out here. And first of all, I would like to, because on this day, I would like to offer my gratitude, my thanks to all the women in my life, my mother, my sisters, my friends, and my colleagues. They played a lot of role in my upbringing and my day-to-day activities. And today, I would wish to thank Mr. Paul, Gaurav Paul, for introducing me to this group. Right, thank you so much. And I hope to actually learn and learn a lot of things and network here. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajesh. Alifia, let's listen to you.
Okay, found it.
You're on mute, Alifia.
Okay, found it. So I'm grateful for all the men that help us women stand out in this male-dominated, crowded. Because I'm in the field of contracting, IT, technology, construction, all that stuff, where I'm dominated by a lot of men, and I'm really grateful for those men because they help me shine, they help me stand out, they help me look different. And I'm the only woman on the table most times in front of like 20 people, 12 people, 18 people on a construction site. And they give me a lot of respect when I enter that room. They shut up. People stop fighting. People start becoming more kind and more humble when there is a woman on that table. So I'm really grateful for that uniqueness to help me stand out. So it works for me.
Well said, Alifia. Pia, are you there? Hello, Pia. Okay, I think she's not at her table. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Please go ahead.
My biggest gratitude is towards my mom and towards each of the member who has contributed in my growth, who has held my hand and taught me many things and moved me towards the progress of society. Thank you. Hello?
We're at 8:15 and that's the time to close our gratitude corner. So the last one is me offering my gratitude to each and every person on this planet, man or women, who respect my being in this universe. Respect for anything and everything comes foremost. Thanks for your respect. Thanks for making me feel special by understanding what I want, what I am, and what I can be. So thank you to all those people at this day. Podium, the virtual podium, to Gaurav for the business of the day. Over to you, Gaurav.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start, I want to say that today is 8th March and people have been celebrating this day as International Women's Day. I remember an event I attended in 1976 where International Women's Day was announced by the UN. And it was a big show in the National Stadium in New Delhi. I remember going along with my mother, and I was not so old then, but it was a fascinating evening. celebrating women. Someone mentioned that every day is Women's Day. So I endorse that. Uh, we are a planet of 7.8 billion people. And whatever we have is everyone's. I also want to quote from the scriptures that we follow in India or some parts of the world, where we say Vasudev Kutumbakam, which means the world is a family. And in that family, yes, there may be a head of the family, but everybody has a voice, everybody has a presence, and everybody should feel comfortable in their own skin and comfortable to do what they please. Nobody has a bigger role or a bigger right to say, do, think things. So it's a reminder of sorts for me that we are all equal and we all should celebrate every day as everyone's day. But since this has been designated International Women's Day, we are reminded of the fact that we are all equal and we all have equal share and space and voice. On that note, happy Women's Day, or welcome again to our platform, which is Global Entrepreneur Network. Before I start, Bharat, do you have anything to contribute at this stage?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So thank you, Gaurav. Grateful for Jessica to be here today. Grateful for all the lovely women in my life. Of course, every day is a Women's Day and every day is a good day, birthday. Everything is good every day. With this, remember, I posted the link. Put your testimonials, put your gratitude on the link. Every day is a good day. Every day is a Women's Day. And every day is a testimonial day. Go ahead, use the link. And back to you, Gaurav.
Thank you. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Great. So, brief about Global Entrepreneur Network, and then we start with the meeting proper. So, welcome to Global Entrepreneur Network. We are the gateway for global business. We have over 1,500 members who join us for these meetings. We've been doing this since September of 2020. So, in a few months, we'll be completing 5 years. We meet on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 Dubai time, and 5 a.m. Barcelona time. Someone is here from Barcelona up and early. We have contributed to thousands of entrepreneurs who have joined our meetings in the past. And we have inspiring speakers from all over the world, like you will see shortly. The purpose is to connect entrepreneurs worldwide to enable business growth through exchange of referrals and collaboration to access global markets. Our vision is to expand our global community to 5,000 members in the next 2 years and 10,000 in the next 5 years. Our mission is to help our community expand through our global reach, through online networking and collaboration. Our values: collaboration, knowledge sharing, sustainability, agility, and innovation. This is how we will roll. Thank you to start recording. Welcome everyone who can see us on YouTube. We have conducted the gratitude session, and right now the introduction is happening. This will be followed by our friend Jessica sharing how to speak like a man, or even better. We will then have the business session led by Alethea, and we'll close at 9:30. This is our team. Alethea is our president and co-founder. I'm the other co-founder. Anil Thomas is our third co-founder, busy running an airline called Emirates. Sabri is our Vice President Marketing, Anupama, Vice President Strategy, Bharat, VP Global Growth, and Chaitanya, VP Transformation, Digital Transformation. In the past, we've been contributed to by Dr. Rajamani, the late Laurent Grandisson, and Harihar Sharma. This is our QR code. So if you want, you can scan this and go to our LinkedIn page. We have a program that we are refreshing right now. It's called Gen Titans. We'll share more details about it next week. On that note, thank you once again for joining. We have 19 people on the platform. A brief introduction about my friend Jessica, who is joining us from Barcelona. As I said, it's about 5:20 in the morning in Barcelona. Jessica is a German person from Canada who spends most of her time in Barcelona when she is not traveling the world to spread the message of women's empowerment, humor, and even Toastmasters. She and I, and Bharat, and Olivia, and Anupama are Toastmasters. We are part of this 100-year-old organization that helps people to network, to practice communication and leadership. So without further ado, please welcome Jessica Brightfield. Over to you, Jessica.
It's a funny title because I know that you have a lot of men in your group. And I thought I would be a little, we say cheeky in English, in American English, Canadian English. So women actually, we're going to take a poll here. Women actually have something that men don't have. Well, they have a couple things men don't have, and men have one thing that we don't have. So we're going to investigate what each gender does better based on what we're socialized in and what you can improve in no matter what you are. So we're going to do 8 tricks that you can do within 8 seconds, how to increase your status. And then we're going to move on how to interrupt. This is for people who feel that they don't have a lot of power. So whether you're a man or a woman, there's different layers of power, and you men know that. We women don't quite understand this about men, but I have heard that you guys have like alpha male, and then you have the guys that kind of are the B males, and then you have the men that kind of follow those men. And you call that top guy, the alpha guy, and he has the most status or power in a room. Women do it differently. The girl with the most friends is kind of the most powerful person. She could work at the bakery, but if she has enough of a network, you don't mess with her because she has the most power in the room because she knows enough women to mobilize her. So women have our power from our relationships and sometimes talking behind the backs of one another. That's how we maintain kind of our power. Whereas men, it's more direct. That guy with the biggest watch, with the biggest company, with the most beautiful wife, that guy traditionally has the most power. Whereas with women, it's different. So I would like to give you some secrets to how your wife operates. Haha. And then, since the 4 of us that Gaurav just mentioned were in Toastmasters, I believe it's important to see what women do that men should be copying like yesterday. There's some powerful things that men are not doing that make you not very interesting. And women do this very, very well naturally because the way we were socialized. So if you can copy us and we're going to copy you, I think people will feel more empowered. And then Bollywood. We're going to talk just a second about the technique that you can use to engage the audience. So, hello, my name is Man, and this is how I talk. Okay, you all just did 1 minute. You did 30 seconds of what you're grateful for. I would like you to open your microphone and tell me who is grateful for everyone who respects them. Who said that? No. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. The women raised their hand, but someone specifically said, I'm grateful for everyone who respects me.
Yeah. Priya said that, right?
Okay. Now let a man answer because we want to make sure that the men were listening. No women are allowed to answer this game. Because this is the thing women do. Women listen for details. Next question, women not allowed to answer. Who is grateful for their wife?
I am.
Yes.
My
What
wife
kind
of 25 years.
I met her.
Mostly I'm grateful.
Mostly, and mostly she's grateful for you. And the
Fun.
last one, who is grateful for 1976? Who said that?
Gaurav.
Thank you, Kizor. Okay. The rest of you, I want you to think right now, look around the room, and tell me who said what they're grateful for. Can you remember what anyone's grateful for? What is Prakash grateful for?
Prakash said for nature.
Nature. What is Santano grateful for? Women aren't allowed to answer. Men. What is Jude grateful for?
Thanks,
Don't,
Jessica, for
oh,
asking me.
no, I'm not
Oh,
asking you.
okay, I have to just think.
He's not listening. You said it right, Jessica.
Exactly, right? Most of the time, we don't listen to each other. And this is not just men, okay? This is a human condition. We have our 30 seconds to talk, and we almost ignore everybody else. I do it too. I only listen to you because I wanted to take notes on you, which proves a very, very, very important point. People only listen to you if in the first 10 seconds you mention that this is important to them. If you start talking about you, your wife, your family, your week, nobody cares. It's just there's too much input from life, from our kids, from our husbands, from our bosses. We don't care what you have to say unless it has something to do with us. And so that's the one thing, the first thing that we want to improve when we speak is we want to always think that the first 10 seconds we relate it to the audience. And then we can maybe talk about our life. But first we have to grab the attention of the other people or else they will not remember our pitch. Nobody cares about your wife. Nobody cares about your job. Nobody cares unless you care about them. So you must mention you or us in the beginning. Okay, Prakash, can you read the first paragraph here for me? Men talk more.
Men talk more about things and facts, whereas women talk more about people, relationships, and feelings. Men's way of using language is competitive, reflecting their general interest in acquiring and maintaining status. Women's use of language is cooperative, reflecting their preference for equality and harmony.
Great. So if we think back a while, where from my side of the world, I don't know what it was like in India 300 years ago, but in Canada 300 years ago, the men were out shooting deer and moose and beavers, and the women were at home sewing those together, picking berries and having babies and raising the babies. So men have been trained to be more competitive because we needed them. We were hungry. And women had to stick together because we were having 12 babies. My God, so things have changed, of course, but the way we have been socialized hasn't changed as dramatically. I have not been raised as a Canadian German woman from 1983 to go out hunting. I was told, when are you going to have kids? And what are they going to be called? And what are you going to do when you lose your great body after having kids? I don't think a man has ever been asked, what are you going to do with your body after having kids? It's not a problem for you guys. You guys just go balder. That's not a problem. We like bald men, right? So we have different realities. Now we're going to play a game. Jude, you're going to read number 1. Shantantu, number 2. Prakash, number 3. Nair, number 4. I don't know if Pia is here. I don't know if any of these people who are off camera are here. So if you're here, turn on your camera so that you can.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Pia, you're number 4. Amit, you're number 5. Crypto is number 6. And there's no more cameras. Gaurav, you're number 7. Bharat, you're number 8. Okay. And Anupama, you are number 9. And the one more is sorry. Alifa. You're number 10, Alifa. Okay, please read your sentence. Number 1.
Are, I don't know if this idea will work, but maybe we can try.
Okay, this is how we should do it. Let's not waste time. Just move forward.
Sorry to disturb you, but could you please help me with this report?
You should have finished this yesterday. What's the delay?
Oh, I don't want to impose, but you have time. Could we have a quick chat?
I need this done by tomorrow. Can you manage?
I mean, I'm not an expert on anything, but I feel like we could improve this.
Bharat.
8.
Listen, this is the best approach. Trust me.
I was just wondering if maybe we would change the strategy slightly.
Boss, let's do this one thing. This is the best way.
Okay. This is a game called Who Said It, a Man or a Woman? Yeah. When a man said a sentence that typically a woman would say, could you feel the difference and thought, feels a little bit strange? Yeah?
Exactly.
Did you feel the differences there?
Yeah.
So, women, typically, you can see, this has been researched, you can see in the writing, not even when we speak it, that half of these sentences are womanized, and the other half are what men say. And if someone would like to give me a very clear example of it, if something grabs you, how do you know that one of these is women and one of these is men? Alifa?
Number 4 is for women.
Number 1 is for women.
Number 4 is by women?
No. Sorry.
Number 4 is by men.
Actually, the number 4 is actually women usually say to the men.
Huh?
You should have finished this.
Number 4 is what women should say to the men.
Okay. Men? Is number 7 something you would say, or do you find that's more a woman thing to say?
Female thing.
I think it's a woman thing to say.
Because?
Well, I'm not an expert on anything or anything. So I think a lot of men think they are experts on everything, whereas women admit what
the truth.
it is.
Experts, but they don't admit. So what about 7 and no, what about 8 and 10? Is this a man or a woman? 8 and 10.
It should be man.
It should be man.
It should be
No,
man.
I think 8 is a woman because listen
I
is the
think it's
first
for a
word.
woman. 8 is for a woman, definitely.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
this is the best way. Approach me. Trust me. Who will tell? The woman.
8 is only for the women.
I think
10 is
all
for
are
woman.
from women. I think all are from women only.
Oh.
I second that.
Yeah, I don't see the much of the polite way.
Only number 1 is men. All are women. Are is the word mostly used by Indians as a male.
Now we're going to racism.
Yeah. Well, My men, the women are answering actually much more accurate than the men. The couple last
And
guys.
can also. Both,
The last-
let us do this one thing. I am best to maybe men because we usually say that.
And number three is it's a very, very common practice, it is done by women.
The thing is that women, it's research
Yes.
that women, they usually minimize the power when they speak. So instead of saying, I know a lot about this, they say, I don't know this much about this, but I know that this worked last time. Exactly what Gaurav said. They lower their level of expertise and men over exaggerate.
But I think women were paying attention and listening in school when we were
Mm.
taught to speak respectfully.
Mm.
Like, see, men were as usual not listening.
Yeah. Yeah, there's research on that as well. There's a lot of women in universities now, and the boys were having too much fun. Times change, right? So depends where you live, depends what your mother was like. But generally, women speak with less authority. And so if a woman wants to now hang out with a bunch of men and get respected, they have to up their level of authority so that men value what they have to say. So there's different tricks that we use, but we could definitely increase more in learning how to speak like men with more confidence. Because if you come up to me and this crypto guy here, if this crypto guy says to me, I'm not an expert, I don't want to impose, but if you have some time, I could tell you what I know. If he said it with that energy, I'd go, what did that guy know, right? But if he comes up to me and says, I've studied crypto, I've been running a business for the last year, I'm an expert in the Middle East industry, and if you have a couple minutes, you'll really appreciate this time so that we can help you with your investments. There's a totally different energy. My trust goes to the guy, we always say this, the guy who knows what he's talking about. And if women devalue their expertise, we just don't trust them as much, even if they're 1,000 times better. It's the impression of self-belief, and self-belief is just a lie. It's what you think about yourself. We can't prove it right or wrong, right? So it's really important that women up their level of speaking with confidence, and men keep doing what you do, but we don't do that. So when you're with us, we find it annoying and arrogant, and women never talk like that. So if you want women to like you more and be more relatable to women, you will decrease your expertise energy so that they trust you more like they would like a sister kind of energy. But if you just want to impress them, then you can stay with your very high expertise, confidence energy. You have to adapt to who you're standing in front of, right? So powerful women. I want you to think of the most powerful woman you know. Yeah? Mother, sister, wife, friend, boss. And now think of the most powerful man you know. I thought of Trump, but I don't know him. That's like who
I also thought of Trump, but no.
He's very powerful. I don't respect him, but he's powerful.
Only aggressive.
He definitely speaks like a man, that's for
Alpha,
sure.
aggressive, aggression kind of.
So I want each of you, where you're sitting, to go through these 5 positions. Okay, the last one looks really uncomfortable, but so do the first 4. Put your hands in front of your belly button like that. Okay? And just feel for a second what that's like. Does that feel like a powerful stance? Do the next one. It's like arm over arm thing.
No, he's hiding something. I don't know what.
Feel that one.
With the first one.
Go to the third one. Arms crossed. Does that feel powerful? Ooh, Gaurav, you look serious now.
It's a defensive pose.
He's like he's on his own. Like he doesn't want to open
Little bit
up.
confident.
Okay. Now, guys, do number 4. Arm across your belly and touch your chin. Does this feel powerful?
Thoughtful.
Thoughtful.
He
Not
shows that
exactly
he's
powerful, but
mic.
okay. Now, women. Okay. This is what a lot of women's poses are. First one. Okay. Powerful. The next one, she's hugging more. Yeah. Men, try and like hug your arms more and put your shoulders down a little bit more. Yeah, lower your shoulders. Now, men, I want to see you guys do this. Put one finger on your chin and look up. I want to see what you look like. Okay, Jude, he just looks.
Babe in the woods.
Okay, Ratandeep, he's just scratching his beard. That's very convenient. Great. Okay, now stand with your hand, not stand, put your hands clasped in front of you. Is this a pose that a man has? Like our last two women here?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Are these two people standing in a powerful way?
No.
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 What's wrong with how they're standing?
He's very submissive.
And how do we know they're submissive?
Because just ready to get a punishment.
Yes?
It looks more like they're guilty.
Okay. We know this subconsciously, right?
Yes.
If I tell you to make a list of why he looks submissive and why she looks submissive, you can tell me, but it might take you a few minutes to list everything. But we know it right away. So this means that right away, you can change the way you stand. I'm going to show you 8 ways that within 8 seconds, you can go from submissive or not as powerful or not as high status as you want to be. Changing your body in 8 ways will raise your status and get you more respect. Are you ready? Okay, tell me, who is the boss?
First one.
First one.
Oh, oh yeah. First one, says Rantadeep.
All 4 of them.
Oh,
No, I think first 2.
Only.
First 2.
Maybe a little bit of number 4.
Number
Okay.
2. I would say number 2.
Number 2? Huh.
First one, I think.
The first one. Okay.
All 4.
All 4. They're all for the boss? Are there 4 bosses usually?
None of the 4.
And
Okay.
maybe the last one, the standing guy with hands cut off, because it's more look like a simple boss type nowadays.
So the bosses have power. So that's why I ask, who is the boss? Power means you can control people. Power feels very good. When we feel powerless, life feels terrible. When I felt powerless, I was in India, in Goa, crying on the beach because my life was a disaster. I was one of those white, lost, entitled women who go to India to find herself and eat a lot of butter chicken. So I ate butter chicken for 6 weeks straight, and I went to acupuncture and then 5 Ayurvedic doctors. And after time, I found a doctor who healed my back pain in Dharamsala. So I was very, very powerless. And it's so horrible to feel powerless that I spent most of my life acting very powerful, even though I didn't feel it inside. And so I know very well from my own experience how you can fake it and people don't exactly know the difference. Only very perceptive people can feel you. They can be very quickly tricked by your body. This is how acting works, right? Do you think Brad Pitt is always so brave and strong? Do you think Mr. Khan is always like that? Okay, he's acting. So you too can also act more high status when you need to face someone with a lot of power. Because people with power do not like they like submissive people because they can control them. If you don't want to be controlled and be the victim to a powerful person, you change the way you stand and the way you talk. So let's go over them. Who has the most powerful status out of these 5 triplets, quadruplets, quintuplets? 1, 2, 3, or 5 looks the most powerful.
Number 5?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
It's aggression.
Aggression is power, perhaps. Maybe.
Number 1 and 5.
Huh. Interesting.
I think 5 is looking more balanced.
Ah, nice.
5 is fleeting, I think.
Okay. We have ideas. So if you were going to go talk to Trump about not taking over your country, hi, Canada, which position would you approach Trump with? 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5?
5.
Second.
5.
Ah.
First only.
First.
First is open to negotiation or up to fighting?
Up to fighting.
Okay, so Trump needs to be fought with. Other leaders need to be negotiated with. So you're going to want to change the way your body is depending on what you need to do with this powerful person, right? Because it has a subconscious message. So I like to move it. You're going to switch how you stand to switch how you are perceived. Number 1, eye contact. If it's with a Western person, I didn't live in India to know enough about eye contact, so I cannot speak to your culture. I apologize for that, but I know in the European, North American culture, strong eye contact is high status. The person who looks away first has either lower status or higher status because they don't need to look at you because they don't need you. There's a balance there, right? But looking down never is high status, except for in Asian cultures. And I don't know if you fall more into Asian cultures in this case. What do you think?
Not Asian. Indian is not Asian so much.
It's more Western, isn't
Very
it?
bold and yeah, very Western.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Next one, chin. Obviously, no double chins. Chin up, right? You're looking down, you can't see your enemy. You look up, you can see your enemy coming. It's just a difference, a huge difference of status, power, feeling of confidence. Next one is smile. Powerful people smile when they want to, not when they think other people think they should smile. They can maybe smile all the time or never smile, but they choose it. They are not influenced by the people around them. They don't do what other people want them to do because they know they're the most important person in the room. They know that they have what other people need. They know that they belong. And so they do what they want. So next, shoulders. Shoulders, back. There's a huge difference between like 1 inch, 2 centimeters forward or back. Back is powerful. Back is like you can punch, right? If you're forward, you can't punch. You have to be ready for action because powerful means able to manage your situation. And that is associated with also strength. It doesn't mean that women, we want to punch people. I certainly do when they walk too slow in the subway, but I never do that because we are socialized to be nice. Okay, but it's subconscious. Next, arms. Arms, you know the things about the arms, but in general, be very mindful of what your arms are saying to people. If you want them to think you have status, you get wider. The taller you are, the fatter you are, the more status you have. If you get very fat, you lose status. But if you are little, it's subconscious that little people become fatter because they take up more space. 80% of CEOs in North America are 6 foot. They're 180 centimeters or taller. And the taller a woman is, that's why she wears high heels, the more status and power she has. We don't wear high heels because they're comfortable. We wear them because our bum looks more attractive and we are taller so that we make eye contact with the men in the room. If men are looking at the room and everybody is 180 centimeters and they scan the room and there's someone who is 165 centimeters, their eyes are too many centimeters short. They miss the eye contact of all the powerful people. And so if you are short, you have less status than tall men because you're not in the club of eye range. Thus, you have to occupy space in a different way. So sit wider, right? Wear a jacket where your shoulders look bigger. Wear something bold that grabs attention. Yeah? You will want to talk louder. You will want to take up more space. This is just subconscious, more powerful stuff. Hands. Open hands in general means open to the ideas that are coming. Of course, this could be high status, but someone high status, they also are open to learning from people because they know that they can benefit from other people. So it doesn't mean that high status people think they're the best. No, they know their value. And if you know your value, you can be powerful together. But if you don't know your value, high status people have no use for you other than you do all their dirty work. So you must show to high value people, you also have value. And so you must communicate that so that they respect you at the same level. This comes from the acting world, yes? Voice. Men's voices are lower. Lower voices scare babies. That's why we all go higher when we talk to babies. Hi, baby. We don't go, hi, baby. Hi, baby. Testosterone makes our voices lower. Thus, if you want to command a space and speak loudly, usually lower voices are heard from further distance. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So women, we want to lower our voices to our own register. Yes? And speaking slower. People of high status do not rush through their information. They take as much time as they want because they know you need to listen to them. People who are worried that people are going to stop listening to them talk very quickly, and they talk in a high register because they never know when people are going to stop paying attention to them. People with a lot of power don't do that. Oops, my light went out. Oh, darn it. Okay. And the last one is the legs. You want your legs to be shoulder width apart. Women, we should never stand like this woman in the image. It's extremely unstable. You want to be shoulder width apart so that if someone pushed you, you stand. If your legs are too close together, you could be pushed over. And subconsciously, people think this woman is pushoverable. I don't have to listen to her because physically she is easy to push. Yeah, she doesn't have the value. So you must stand more like a man to be grounded. It's not standing like a man. It just means very few men stand like that. They don't cross their legs because I can push you if you cross your legs like that. Okay, does anyone have a question while I fix my light? No? My light is unfixable.
So the body language photos you sent in the past two slides, what are the answers? Like, who has more status on this one?
Have you changed your mind, or which one do you think?
Which one was the final that we picked?
Most of you said one.
Okay, so that's correct, right? And the earlier one, the
no, there's kind of no rule, but my point was that it's subconscious.
Okay.
I think that number one has the most status because it's more aggressive and it says don't mess with me. But actually, probably number 5 probably has the higher status because he's willing to negotiate, to listen. His arms are open and he's ready to converse because he doesn't need to fight because he knows that he has value. Right?
And what about the second one? Like, isn't he like full of himself? Like, I already know my space and I don't need to kind of fit in or whatever. So he has a status zone.
Yep. He has the status as well. They all are quite high status here. That's the trick that all of them are. Now it just depends on what they act like. Yeah. If you want to look aggressive, don't mess with me. You do number 1 or number 3. If you want to look more relaxed, high status, you do number 4. If you want to enter into negotiation energy, number 5 would be more appropriate.
Right.
Jessica, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, many men, when they are sitting across a table, okay, they tend to put their leg up on the other leg. Generally, it's more to do with relaxation, but does it communicate any power pose or anything which might be interpreted differently by the person sitting across the table?
Definitely, because what I said about status is about size. So if you are a man and you cross your legs tightly, you are taking up less space.
I'm not crossing my legs tightly. I'm putting one leg over the other and
Exactly.
basically just feeling relaxed. Okay, because normally what happens is that that's become a habit. Okay, whenever we sit on a chair. Okay,
Yes.
so
So, well, okay, let me answer it quickly. Yes, it's much higher status because instead of having your legs together, you take up more space because your knee takes up a few extra centimeters.
correct.
Now,
Yeah,
people have to
absolutely.
give you space. It's very high status to sit with your legs very far apart. If you're a short man, it's good for you to sit with your legs very far apart and put your arm on a chair and get as big as possible because, yes, Alifa, walk around like this. That's
Like
why
a god,
women in the
Jessica, like a
West,
godfather.
the Godfather, yeah. Women in the West, we wear shoulder pads, right? Because we want to take up more space. We wear high heels because we want to be more impressive. Because I am a big German woman, when I walk into the room, you see me. Yeah. If a small woman walks into the room, you see her much less. That's why she has to do things to grab attention, which is dress in an attractive way, grab attention to our bodies often, or be very loud because we want to be noticed because that means that you're important in the room. If nobody notices you, you're not important. They don't care if you're there. So we have all these tricks to try and to show that we have value, right? Okay, this is for women, and there's not many women here, so I'm not going to do this because men don't have this problem in general. When you're on, okay, so stage, women were actually born to speak on stage. They do things that men do not do. And so this is men where you need to pay attention in our last couple of minutes here. I was in Dubai last year. Gaurav invited me to the Toastmasters conference, and the women were very, very powerful on the stage. It was beautiful. Of course, everyone's from India in Toastmasters in Dubai, and women do these four things very, very well. They listen. They are curious about the audience. They ask questions. Women tend to use emotions more freely and more comfortably than men. And women know how to tell stories more than men. If you think about your children, most likely in a typical family, the women tell the stories more to the children. And so we have, just by amount of hours, more experience telling an interesting story where there's bad people and good people and disaster happens. We know how to modulate our voices more to entertain children based on being mothers and being with children. If you were the woman in the family who told the stories, you are a man with very good voice modulation, but probably not because that's not the way we were raised. So listening is extremely important because you need to listen to the audience. If you monologue, if you talk without asking questions to the audience, you become a YouTube video. You must be with them, stop and talk to them. You must care what they have to say. If you just talk about your expertise, who you are, what you think, we stop listening to you very quickly, unless you have very, 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 very pertinent information and statistics for our lives. But mostly humans are in the audience, and humans like a good Netflix movie. And Netflix movies are full of emotions. Netflix movies are full of things that grab your attention, things that make you think. And so we need to copy Netflix, which is more emotion, more stories, more curiosity about the audience, and interacting with the audience. So find the man of the hour in the picture. Who's there? Dun, da, da, da. That's us. Yes, at the Toastmasters conference. So if you would like to speak more powerfully than a man, you adopt the habits that women have been socialized to have. We naturally, well, not naturally, we are socialized to do these three things better than men. If we don't do these things, we don't have friends. Our friend basis is dependent on these three qualities. Men, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you have friendships. You guys, I don't understand you. That's why I specialize in women. So what women do very well, that works very well on stage, is asking about the audience. How are they feeling? What they think about. They do more polls. They're more interactive. They collaborate more. They're willing to refer to a speaker before them. They're willing to ask someone their opinion. They aren't the only expert in the room. We are allowed to admit that we don't know something. Life is very difficult for men. They have to always know everything, be the best, and know how to solve every problem. This is very difficult. I can't even imagine being a man. It's terrible. I'm sorry. We put a lot of pressure on men. Women, we have the freedom to say, I don't know. Can you help me? You look like you know what you're doing. Can we make this together? Women are allowed to be vulnerable. Men have to be strong all the time. And on stage, being strong all the time is very boring because you don't show us the vulnerability. You don't show us your weakness. You don't ask for our help. You don't let us help you. You don't let us cooperate and collaborate and create something together because you're not allowed to show those emotions. Your mothers told you, don't show those emotions. Those are weak. And they said to the girls, be weak. Men like that. So we've been learning different things. And on stage, women do excellent because they know how to express fear. I know how to cry. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to show you I'm weak. I'm allowed to show you I'm strong. I'm allowed to show you, I'm not really allowed to show you anger. That's one thing women aren't allowed to do. That's what we have to learn from men. Show when you're angry so that people know your emotions. So I know I'm like very close to the end. I will finish here. Storytelling is a skill that most women have developed more than men. Men can do it. Just because you can't make a baby inside of your belly doesn't mean you can't learn how to be a more engaging storyteller. The more engaging you are, the more people will listen to you, the better you can sell. Because people buy on emotions. Some people buy just on facts, but the entire marketing industry and advertising industry is based on the psychology that people buy because of fear. Some people buy because of pleasure, but most of it's fear of missing pleasure. So you must engage emotions when you speak. So you cannot be typical male when you speak. Facts, numbers, statistics, no vulnerability, very few emotions. This, boring, boring, boring. Be relatable. The person in front of you has to know that you're similar to them. And so that you have to show some vulnerability and express, oh, I too have this problem. I too face this. Most Indian men I know are actually very good at this. That's why I love India and Indian men, because you are actually, with your population, you are actually quite balanced. The most men that I know and care about, Gaurav and Bharat, you guys are very relatable. So you can learn from these men. Coincidentally, they're also Toastmasters. They have learned the art of speaking in public. I don't know what they talked before they went to Toastmasters. So be curious, be willing to learn more. Join Toastmasters. Be curious to improve your level. You're not an expert in everything. Admit that. Go learn how to be better. Yeah, that's something women do very well, too well. We lower our status. The last thing, Bollywood Secrets. Who remembers this movie? 1980, 98, 88, 98?
99, 98,
99.
99.
Okay, so one character playing two roles, right? Which one was the high status? The one with the sexy shirt or the one being strangled?
Strangled.
The duplicate.
Okay. Yeah. He had to play
The
very
one with the sinister look.
yeah. So typically he's the high status male. Yes. And the one who is the victim under his throat is usually the one that has less power. So actors know very well how to do this. You can learn all of these things in the same way. And status is based on having, okay, there's 3 types of status. This is my last thing. It'll take 1 minute, and then we'll get back to your meeting, your traditional meeting. Thank you for the time. I believe, as a therapist, as a woman who's been to 60 countries, a woman who's met a lot of humans, that there are 3 types of status. There's the status in your body. In 8 seconds, there are 8 ways that you can change your status. And people will think you are powerful by the way you stand and the way you talk. This is what actors do. There's status that you buy. Power equals you can control things. Money equals you can control things. You can buy power, and you can show your power with expensive objects. That's why watches are very effective for showing other people how important you are and how much money you have and how much power you have. Okay? Power equals changing things. Money changes things. So if you have a weak body posture and nobody thinks you're powerful, but you have a very nice watch, a very nice house, a very nice car, very nice shoes, people will assume you are powerful, but not because your body shows you, but because your possessions show you have money. So these are 2 ways that you can show you have power. The last one is the only one that counts, in my humble therapist expert opinion. Because once you know inside of yourself, if you were raised well and your parents taught you to believe in yourself, and you know you have value, and you know you have something to say, and you know that other people also have value and have something to say, and that if you are a respectful human being, you know and you deserve the space and the microphone, and you deserve a good life. You know your value. You don't have to buy a watch to show people that you have value and power. You know it. Knowing it is the most difficult one because you need to have a very high level of self-development. You have to have a high level of self-esteem, self-worth. If you don't have that, the easier way is to generate money and show that you have power. And a fastest way to show that you have power is to change the way your body looks and the way you talk. But the only lasting one that nobody can steal from you is when you develop your self-worth and you know that you don't need to rush to speak. You don't need to apologize for saying something wrong because you have value in your good and your bad, and you ask for help when you need it, and you also know where your place is in this world. So deep status cannot be bought. And that is what I encourage all of us to do. And yet, if you don't have the time or the money or the desire for personal development, go buy a watch. How to speak like a man, or even better. Thank you. Back to you, Gaurav.
So any questions we can ask? This is your chance to be the power. Question, can raise your hand.
Jessica, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. So the last slide of yours was the most powerful. That was the go-to slide for this entire presentation of yours. I love the way you presented that. Okay, you can raise your body, you can raise your wealth, but what the world cannot steal from you is what is inside you. Okay, and that was very succinct. It was a good summary, but just want you to elaborate a little bit. I understand a little bit of what you are trying to reach to, but I want to have some salient points, some pointers or bullets. Okay, just to tell us where does that take us? Okay, and how do you reach it?
The inner status?
Yeah.
Well, you're in the you guys come from India. You're in that's the land of contemplation, meditation, knowing yourself, resilience, humility, learning more. I think if you listen to the voices in your head that tell you that you're not enough, that's the direction you should go to, right? So if you think I'm not smart enough, I'm not I'm not tall enough, right? These things you have to accept what your limitations are and build on your strengths. Everybody has limitations. I'm too tall, you're too short, you're too old, you're too bald, you're too young, your teeth are too crooked, your parents had the wrong education system, your last name is from the wrong side of town. Oh, we all have problems. But despite your shortcomings, you have value. And when you know you have value, well, you don't need a watch. You can sit however you want. That's a real man, in my opinion, who knows his value. Those are the men that we run to. We run to the men with watches because we are confused. We want men with money and power. But when a woman meets a real man who knows who he is inside, oh, we don't care. We don't care about the other things. But that's very hard to find. So you could be that man.
Sure. Thanks, Jessica.
Ratandeep?
Yes. So, Jessica, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I wish I could have attended the entire thing, but really grateful for whatever I could attend. So, there's one question. So, from what you're saying about no, I believe it is more talking about your authenticity, which lasts the most longest duration. So, that's my key takeaway for today. So, is there any book that you could suggest which could cover these kind of things, how to be authentic, how to be more authentic, let's say, because we all have that particular part of us which is authentic, but a lot of times we are probably not allowing that authenticity to reflect. So is there any books that you could suggest?
I don't think books actually help, because you can read about a technique to help you. So there's lots of techniques, but essentially you have to be yourself. And you have to lose the fear of what people think about you. So whatever book exists that teaches you to feel the fear of your aunt who thinks you're too this, your dad who thinks you're not man enough, your mom who thinks you're too soft, your wife who thinks you're this, your son who thinks you're this, your boss who thinks this. Everybody thinks something about you. What do you think about yourself? And they can all go to somewhere else because their opinions don't matter. Their opinions matter very little. It's your life. You have to be proud of yourself. So whatever religion, whatever philosophy, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, a guru that you like to follow, whoever tells you to tell other people to mind their own business would be useful.
Okay. Thank you.
Bharat?
Yes, Gaurav. Everyone, tell me, who learned from Jessica today? Are you impacted? I am. And my key takeaway is Jessica rocks, number one. Number two, always be unapologetic. Whatever you do, if you are authentic, is the right thing you are doing. Don't have self guilt. And this is my learning today. Jessica, we are extremely grateful for you to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning and come here to give us this wonderful session. And my friends, give her that honor, give her that respect, give her that testimonial on LinkedIn. And I know she loves it. And I love it too. Thank you, Jessica, once again. 30 seconds for everyone to go on the link, write something for her. And then back to Gaurav.
Thank you, Jessica. While people are taking some time to go to the LinkedIn link that Bharat shared, so that we can show our appreciation for you to wake up. I'm sure you woke up earlier than 5 o'clock because you had to be with us.
I'm still in my pajamas.
So Great. Thank you for taking time to be with us. And we are at about 9:16 here in Dubai. So there are two things we could do today. One is to do the regular business session, and I will take a vote on this. Maybe the other thing we could do is have Jude sing for us because it's International Women's Day. So can we have a show of hands? Who wants the regular business meeting?
Gaurav,
And who
elevator
wants
pitch we
Jude
can
to
all
sing for
put.
us?
Gaurav, elevator pitch we can put on the chat. And Jude singing is what we would like, what at least I would like.
So what we could do, I will balance this. Everyone share your LinkedIn profile on the chat while Jude sings for us.
Gara, I'm so
So
sorry.
this is my usual
have a
approach to
very bad-
life, not this or that, this and that. So I hope we have consensus here on that. Alifia, do you agree?
You're the power man. How can I say no? I'm still the woman.
Well. No, but before we do that, let us hear from Alifia, the president, on her thoughts on how this meeting went and how International Women's Day impacts her. Alifia, and then Jude.
Firstly, thanks, Jessica, for that super inspiring, mind-opening thought. And I am so glad this one is also on YouTube. And it's also for a lot of women and stuff like that. It's just so subconscious that genuinely, just characteristically, we tend to be, women tend to be that docile, that soft-spoken, and then when Bharat comes, he comes like, hello, everyone, what do you think? And, it's just amazing, right? Like that, but then now I think I'm very happy that more and more is changing. More and more women are becoming the men on the table as well. And I think the unapologetic is something that everyone needs to imbibe, and the authenticity and the confidence which comes with experience, which comes with knowledge, which comes with what builds that. This thing is extremely key and important. So I would tell everyone to invest in yourself first. Invest in your knowledge. Invest in that thing that you need to boost that confidence that can come naturally, so that you don't necessarily need the 3 R's, the Rolex, Rolls Royce, and the Raymond, right, to kind of build that thing. But and of course, in the meanwhile, take those treasures and fake it till you make it, like we always say. But at the same time, the most authentic would be to build that inside of you, to create that authenticity and do the hard work, go out of your comfort zone, take those challenges, do something that you've never done before. And every year, never lose another year without doing something that's really uncomfortable. So that's going to expand your learning curve, and that's going to expand your exposure to doing something and build that self-confidence internally, which is like more like proving to yourself that works. So with that, I think all of us can become the more confident woman or the man that we need. This is not only for women. There are a lot of men that I've come across who don't have that confidence to stand up. They will be the shy ones on the table. Some men also need that push, and we've seen many times, we've given a lot of push to those men also to come up and come out of their shell to really do that. But definitely go out of that comfort zone and take that next challenge is what I would give away. So brilliant. So what is it, Gaurav? Now, are we getting Jude singing, or Jude,
over to you.
Be the man and say no?
I would rather suggest we do a medley Antakshari today. Because my voice is not that happening today. But I can encourage you with a medley.
Actually, technically, we have only 10 minutes.
Yeah. So let's do an Antakshari. Dubai versus India. Our leader is Shantanu.
I have a technical point, which is since we are an international audience here, Jessica might feel out of place in an Antakshari.
She can sing country roads, na? Or even a German song.
But you know what? Since it's International
Edelweiss,
Women's Day, since
Edelweiss.
it's international,
Yeah. Sorry,
Jessica, do
Alipia.
you have a game that can continue for another 5 minutes to prolong our context as a takeaway
Just to
for
prolong it?
today? An interactive thing that we could do. Yeah, like the last 5-10 minutes that we have left.
Yeah.
Is there some interactive thing? I'm sure you have a lot in your bag of. Let's continue with the theme and take that message home stronger.
Oh, Gaurav, yes.
Yeah, I was just suggesting, since we are about 17 people
ahead.
here, let's all share one woman who has had the greatest impact on you.
Mhm.
What do you say? Starting with you, Jessica.
It could be bias as well.
Biased.
Always.
He's like, is my wife watching? It's my wife. Mm.
Let's put something like other than your mother and wife and sister.
I don't have anyone other. Oh, I have an adopted grandmother.
Jessica, drive it.
Yeah. So I have a woman, she was my grandmother's best friend. My grandmother died and she never had children. So a woman who was 80 without children has lived a different life. And she always said, you don't need a husband, you don't need children. And I was like, but that's what I'm supposed to do. Who am I without children? And she's like, you are you. So I became a very powerful, fun woman who went around the world because my grandmother told me that you don't have to do what society says. So I'm grateful to Taya. Tapas? Who's a woman that?
Always my mother here. I mean, she had a lot of influence on me. We always check what I do, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, stuff like that. Yeah. But my wife didn't ever complain about whether I was doing wrong, but my mother would. So that's the difference. She creates the character in you. That's what.
Gaurav? Who's your
for
woman?
me, my class 2 teacher, she is Miss A. Matthews. She is now in Australia. I had, when I was in class 2, I had recently lost my father. So she kind of had a great influence on me. She understood where I was and what I might be going through. So she was very supportive, and even now we are in touch off and on thanks to Facebook. So I acknowledge her contribution to my life in my period when I was kind of coming to terms with life as a fatherless child.
Thanks. Ratandeep, I see you do empowerment. Who's your empowering woman?
Okay, on a lighter note, if my wife is watching, then she's a powerful lady.
And if she's not?
But anyways, somebody that highly inspires me is Rhonda Byrne. And because of the book that changed my life, The Power by Rhonda Byrne, which is a second volume in the Secret series.
Okay.
And it talks about the power of love. So I learned that love is powerful. Love is not just a weakness. And it changed my life. And I have read that book more than 20 times and I still keep reading that. So I'm highly grateful.
Shantanu? Prakash?
Yes, I think obviously, if it is not my wife, not my daughter, then only one lady which I inspired is my grandmother. She's really, really very hard working woman, and up early morning in I think maybe at 4 a.m. and start working. And I observed that. I always observed that she is having little businesswoman. She's not a businesswoman. She's a teacher. She was a teacher actually. But then that inspire me a lot, because to start my business, that I observed her daily at that time, and she is the one really, really powerful woman in my life. And I always try to follow her thought process always. Thank you. Over to Jason.
Yeah, Prakash here.
Mhm.
See, I've been auditor almost 10 years out of my 15 years, 25 years career with Reliance. But my wife is super auditor. She's the best critic I have. She will find out the small faults with me, which allows me to improve. She will keep me organized all the time. So I'm really grateful to her.
Beautiful. Anupama?
Ah, I come from a family of women achievers. So I've got, role models in the house itself. But outside of my family, of course, it was one of my school teachers who has been a very impactful figure in my life. What I am today is because of her.
Oh.
And another lady that I look up to and want to be like her, age like her, is Sudha Murthy, the co-founder of Infosys. She's never given away her childlike innocence, even at the age of 70 now. I want to be someone like her.
Nice. Alifia? I'm sorry.
I honestly can't start without saying my mom's name because she was the man of the house, to be honest. And a lot of me is like her. But talking outside of family, I look up to very strong global women, something like Indra Nooyi, like Sheryl Sandberg, Sheryl. But yeah, I mean, I think I just see very strong women who don't, they're not submissive, and they are able to speak up, and so things like that. So yeah, there's lots, but I also look up to a lot of men to be that person. So yeah, but can't start without my. Who's left?
All right.
This one has to be soft. Soft because it's not the strongest of women. It is the most vulnerable of them. I saw my mother who passed away when I was 13. And whatever I remember of her was helping others, trying to guide them on the right path. Similarly, my aunt, after my mother had gone, I mean, in a very modern family, 40 years back, traveling around the world, here she was, the most orthodox looking, most conservative looking, but her approach to things was so modern, helping people with simple things. And I remember one lesson I got from her. Wherever you go, make sure you get the best of the place. Don't worry what you are leaving behind or get what is in further down. But at any destination, make sure you absorb the fullest of it. And her modern thinking, although she was 3 times my size and 100 plus, and her name is Vidya Bangya. Maybe I'll share the picture on the group sometime. But one of the most modern women, orthodox looking, conservative looking, I have ever, and so grateful that she had a big part in my upbringing.
Thank you. That's everyone with their cameras on.
So with that, I want to, yes, that's good. So with that, I want to officially start moving towards closing the meeting. And I want to encourage everyone, there is a link in Sevi just
No, just I also joined.
Okay. So with that, there is a link in the chat where we fill our introductions every Saturday. Most people are regular and have come before, so you won't have to refill everything. But Kishore, Rajesh, Raj, do fill in the link and put your introduction so that we will share the contact list with everyone in the group today. And do keep coming back every Saturday. We have our meeting coordinates of the meeting links and everything. Every Saturday we meet from 8 to 9:30 Dubai time. And I think it's 9:30 to 11 of India time, and any other countries, Hong Kong, Bangkok, UK, US, coordinates that to your location. And do keep coming every Saturday. We share references and contacts and connections every week.
Sabi,
And we
probably
help
that's
us,
from
our
your
members.
computer.
I didn't got you.
Sorry?
Yeah, I
There was
think there was a
some-
music from your computer. Just
No, I went out. No, I went out. There is no.
Okay, guys. So with that note, let's call this meeting to an official close, and we'll keep it open for another 5 minutes, chit chat, talk, and discuss if anything. If anyone wants to get into breakout rooms, we can arrange. But make sure you're filling your introduction in the link so that we can have your coordinates sent in the WhatsApp group after. All right, so it's an open chit chat now. We have. Okay.
wow, what a meeting.
Thank you, Jessica.
Anupama, we have a meeting after this one.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, right? Dubai time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we'll see you again
Bye.
next Saturday.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Jessica, so much.
Thanks for coming.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you all. Taposh is not in our WhatsApp group.
Alifia, are you creating breakout rooms or shall we just chat here?
You all want to have a breakout rooms? 1 second. I don't know why it's just.
I think we have few, so we could do
I
it here.
think Jessica's gone to a breakout room.
I went, but I was bounced back into the main. Same here.
Akhilesh, how's your health?
Yeah, I'm recovering. I was suffered
Can't hear
from.
you.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. I think Gaurav ji is not able to hear you. Maybe something.
Is there an issue with you, Gaurav?
There are just open breakout rooms. If anyone want to get in with each other, you can select a room number. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you can select the room number and go. It's just open breakout room. If anyone need a one-on-one discussion, go.
Meetup and events, I would like to coordinate with him. Meetup and events. He's in 1, 2, 3.
That's
So Jude and
Sebi.
Sebi,
I'm in
would you
3.
want to any room? Okay, go into room 3.
Okay.
Akhilesh, do you want to get into a room? And if anyone want to have a casual one-on-one with anyone, you can get into a room. Okay, otherwise we can meet again next Saturday.
Alifia, we are meeting at 10, right?
Yes, dear.
Yeah, then I'll take your leave and join at 10 o'clock. It's the
Same
same
here.
link, right?
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
a request for Anupama. Anupama, can you copy the material that we have on the chat?
Let me check. No, I'm not the host. I can't do anything. Alifia,
Okay.
you will be able to.
Alifia, can you make Anupama the host so that she can copy the chat?
Nobody can actually, but I
No, I
made
think Anupama
host.
can because she is 4C. Try Anupama.
I made her the host. So I'll see you all at 10, okay?
Okay. Rajesh, how was the meeting for you? Unmute. You need to unmute yourself. Can't hear you. Yeah.
Hi, yeah, thank you, Gaurav. Yeah, thank you, Anupama. Thank you, Shantanu. All you here. This is my first time actually in this group. So it was fun. It was good. I hope
We usually have around everybody introduces himself or herself,
Uh-huh.
and we kind of extend our support or say we will connect. So come next week, you will get to see our traditional meeting. Today we were
Okay.
kind of
Today was a
using the
special
time
session
we
or
had
something?
with Jessica
Okay.
to
Okay.
learn something new.
Super. Super.
Anupama, वो chat हो रहा है क्या? Copy?
Yeah.
Very good.
Gaurav, I think everyone is in the another room, or I didn't find out actually.
There are people in different meeting rooms.
Oh, because but then I have not got that join option to
Let me see.
join the group.
And most of them are from Dubai, is it here in this group? Or
Well,
most of them
it's a
talking
mixed bag. We have people from Hong Kong, from India, from the Middle East, and
but the majority.
Barcelona.
Okay. Or is it because of the timing that most of them are from Dubai?
Well, that is one of the factors in Asia that they
Okay.
have been up and running.
Super. So this is the first time. Let's see how we can make use of this time next time.
Sure.
Right? Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Okay. Chalo. Take care. Bye-bye.
How do I leave this now? This can't. This is. I don't use Zoom much, so.
Well,
Talk to you.
we learn something new every day.
I know.
So maybe you can go to ChatGPT and say, how do I improve my Zoom game?
True. I
Chala,
just need
see
to
you.
connect. All right, see
Take
you then.
care.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Sibi. At least because you put meetup and events, at least I could connect with you. Yeah.
You just come back to me. I will
Yeah.
share you the details and we
I'll do
can
that.
discuss with it.
I'll do that. I'll do. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All the best.
Yeah.
Ratnadeep, how are you, sir?
Awesome. What about
After
you?
a long time. I think we met at Powai, na?
Sorry, I don't recall.
You don't recall.
Don't mind. Was it
Milan Khair?
Acha, Coffee Connect.
Coffee Connect, yes.
Now it rings a bell. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I have to keep my memory balance, otherwise nobody will come to me.
Great.
Everybody has to. Everybody should. But it's just that,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes
Yeah, great.
you recall some people, sometimes you don't. You
Yes.
have to.
I see to it that I exercise my brain no matter what. I'll say, give me 2 minutes, but bahar nikalega. Maybe sometimes it's difficult. I take 1 or 2 days max because if it's a very old memory. But I see to it, yeah, that's basically a gift which I just want to perceive.
So, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Sending positive vibrations to you.
Yes, yes.
More power to you.
I'll connect with you, sir. I'll connect with you. You're at Sign only, na, sir? You're at Sign, I guess, right?
Yes.
Right? You had told me that also. I remember.
Wow, wow. इतना याद है आपको तो बहुत definitely. Akhilesh, I've shared my
Yes.
number. I would appreciate if you could get in touch. And
Sure.
I would love to explore the option of investing into crypto.
Sure. I will help you. Definitely. We'll be in touch.
अखिलेश का स्माइली बेटर काफी है सबको
Thank you,
अट्रैक्ट कर
dude.
लेता
Thank
है
you so much.
I think this week we are in the third meeting na today.
I think second one.
Second one, अच्छा.
Second one, yes.
एक इसका था ना अच्छा, you are not in Unfix, we are in
I
Snow.
think we were in founders meetup, I remember.
Founders, I think Snow, na? You were with Snow?
Snow, yes.
हाँ,
Snow also, yes,
हाँ.
Snow. Snow, we were there, yes.
I have to thank Shantanu to give me all those leads because he's always been that.
Shantu is so nice. I'm seeing him after 2 years, I think. Hi, Shantu.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Long back, sir.
Long back, yeah, I remember.
Great.
Welcome again.
Yeah, definitely we'll be in touch.
Shantanu, how's your health now?
रिकवरी है बहुत सारी चीजें अभी मतलब जैसे थोड़ा एक महीना बोले कि थोड़ा आराम करो, ज्यादा कुछ आप उठाओ मत, ज्यादा जर्क मत दे दो.
अच्छा, मतलब
What happened to you, Shantanu?
मेरा प्रोस्टेट का ऑपरेशन होगा.
Oh, okay.
प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड थोड़ा एनलार्ज था.
Okay. That is a normal problem with, I think, after
मुझे थोड़ा
55
जल्दी
or
होगा
60.
ऐसा मुझे लगा. मेरा अभी आई एम 53. Normally it will happen after maybe 60. मुझे थोड़ा जल्दी हो गया, but it is moderate, but वो unfortunately that is in the same path of the urinary tract, तो वो उधर ही बढ़ गया था. तो then
वो उधर ही रहता है.
आप 53 शांतनु, मैं तो मुझे लगा you are younger.
No, I am 53 now.
But you are in your 40s. 45.
No, thank you for compliments, but
We are similar, Shantanu. I am 54, in fact.
Yes. I'm 71 born, 18 December 71. Then when the blackout was open, blackout निकल गया 18 दिसंबर को वॉर का.
Yes.
Awesome.
बट अभी थोड़ा मैं लाइफस्टाइल बहुत सीरियस हो गया हूँ. पहले भी मालूम था, बट क्या होता है जब तक अपने पे आता नहीं ना तब तक थोड़ा रिलैक्स चलता ही होता है. बट अभी हाँ, बट अभी है एक 10-15 दिन में पूरा रिकवर हो जाएगा, रिवील हो जाएगा.
So, Akhilesh, are you available after this meeting immediately?
Yes. I think by 12. Let me check once again. I think 12 we have this session, founders meetup.
अच्छा, आज है?
Today is Saturday, ना?
ना, मुझे लगा कि कभी-कभी होता है क्योंकि मैंने कई बार ट्राई किया है ज्वाइन करने का with that link and there are some Saturdays कोई नहीं आता.
Let me check the message. Yeah, it is today.
It is there.
Founders
Yeah,
किसका है ये?
founders meetup. Digital Neil. Nilesh.
कौन सा ग्रुप का है ये?
नीलेश.
अच्छा, नो आई डोंट.
He is from Pune.
ओके. कितना बजे है अभी?
12 बजे से है. So we can do, Ratan, after founders meetup we can meet.
नहीं, उसके बाद में आई हैव माय स्केड्यूल
और
मेरे
you
पास
can
अभी
have a evening. What time you are free?
नहीं, आई एम आज
Then you are booked.
सो आई एम फुल्ली बुक.
So
तो मेरे
we can plan on Monday.
अभी अगर 15-20 मिनट के लिए आपके पास टाइम है आफ्टर दिस, तो हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एल्स फिर
No issue. No issue. We can do that.
होगा था. दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज
We can do
आस्किंग
that.
कि अभी
Yes,
आफ्टर
yes.
मीटिंग इफ यू आर अवेलेबल फॉर 10 to 15 मिनट्स, एक छोटा.
No issue. We can do that.
परफेक्ट. ठीक है. आपका नंबर मैंने है ना, आपका नंबर यहाँ? लेट मी सी.
837-399-1069.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं दिख रहा आपका नंबर यहाँ पे.
देखो ना आप.
भाई आप मुझे वो आप
मैं चैट में डाल देता हूँ.
बाकी जस्ट टू शेयर विथ यू, मई में मैं यूएस में हूँ 25 दिन के लिए. तो गोइंग टू अटेंड माय डॉटर्स कॉन्वोकेशन, एजुकेशन सेरेमनी. सो particularly in Boston, Houston, New Jersey and New York. So if anybody have any friends, just मैं कॉफी मीट के लिए मिल जाऊंगा उधर. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि बिजनेस सिर्फ चाहिए. और कनेक्ट टिकट, बिकॉज हाँ, कनेक्ट टिकट इज वन सिटी वेयर आई एम देयर. सो मतलब बिजनेस वाले ही चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं. कोई भी फ्रेंड रहेगा तो वी कैन जस्ट मीट फॉर कॉफी. मैं और वाइफ, जस्ट टू चैट, नथिंग एल्स.
चलो guys, pleasure to connect with.
Yes, thank you Ratan ji.
Shantanu, wish you a happy journey and may you meet.
Thank you. नहीं, मई में जा रहा हूँ, टाइम है.
हाँ, अभी से बोल के रख दिया वापस. अच्छी बात बोल रहे, वही बात कर.
लिस्ट तैयार कर दो शांतनु के लिए.
Never too late, never too early to send positive vibrations, isn't it?
Thank you.
So I thought I'll just send positive vibrations.
Thank you.
मिलते रहते like we always do. Stay blessed, stay awesome, take care.
Thank you everyone. Yes, bye. Good day.